When you guys are exchanging information, and especially payment information, you need to be very careful. So here's what happened. My client had somebody that they normally invoice, right? Exchange invoices on a regular basis. And the recipient, so the person they send the invoice to, got hacked. So somehow somebody got into their email system, and what they did is they intercepted one of these invoices coming in. They actually went into Photoshop and they edited it and changed the bank account information. And then what they did is they created a fake email account that looked like it was from my email. So this happened to me once upon a time, where instead of eric@epgdlaw.com, they created an eric@epgdlaw.co. And so the person received an email from Eric that said, hey, just wanted you to know that I've changed banks. So here's my new bank account information. So what happens in this story? I've got to tell you, the same thing happened to EPGD about a year or two ago. Exactly the same thing. So what happens is my billing lady is reaching out to the client and saying, hey client, would you please kindly give us an update on that invoice? And the client's like, what are you talking about? I already paid it. And we're like, no, you didn't. And they're like, yes, you did. And we're like, no, seriously, you didn't. And they're like, yeah, we can show you the info. Like, remember you sent us that new bank account information? And we were like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, look. And they showed us the email, which literally looked like it came from someone at our firm that said, hey, we changed banks. Here's our new bank account information. And I said, look closer. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, I mean it. Look really close. And if you look really close, they changed one of the letters in the email account. So the person, who's probably just some administrative person in their accounts payable department, received this email, didn't pay close attention, didn't think twice about it, and when they made their next payment, they made it to this evil, fraudulent bank, and the money's gone, right? And the money's gone. I got to tell you, the money's gone. You go to your bank, the bank is not going to help you. There's no one who's going to help you. Now, there is insurance for this. I believe it's called cyber insurance, and you can talk to your insurance broker to see what it costs and how to get coverage for it. But the reality is the money's gone and you got conned. And so my client, who's the one who did not get paid, says, hey, you guys still owe us. And they're like, yeah, but we made the payment. And I'm like, well, with all due respect, you didn't make the payment. You got conned and you paid the money to the wrong place. And they're like, yeah, well, we still can't pay you. And so that's where I come in. Because now my client is like, well, what do we do? And I'm like, with all due respect, you treat it like any other deadbeat who hasn't paid their bill. Because they might have every excuse in the book. Like, I might be walking to your house with money in my hand and I'm meaning to pay you and I get mugged on the way to your house. I still owe you. It doesn't mean that because I got mugged on the way to your house and the money got taken away from me by some evil person that I don't still have my debt to you. My debt to you doesn't go away because I got mugged. And that's exactly what happened here. You still owe my invoice even though you got conned. I'm really sorry you got conned. And I feel really bad that somebody hacked your system, spoofed my email, sent fraudulent bank account information that you fell for. Because here's what you didn't do. You didn't have a policy in place that anytime wire transfer information is discussed in any format, that you don't pick up the phone and call a trusted phone number. Because that's the safeguard. If you had called me and said, hey, I got your email with the new bank account information, and I would have said, what? I didn't send you an email. And then we would have been like, oh my God, wow, I'm so glad I called you because I almost fell for the scam. But instead, you didn't call me and you fell for the scam. And guess what? You still owe me. So I'm talking to my client. Now, a little corollary, which I'll do another video about this. My client didn't have a signed contract, which if you've watched any of my videos over the last 10 years, what is the moral of the story? No signed contract, no attorney's fee clause, no recovery of attorney's fees. So are you really going to spend $20,000 or $30,000 to sue someone for $15,000 if you're not going to get your attorney's fees back? Probably not. So I said to my client, on the one hand, you need to continue to pursue this like just anybody who owes you money. And I'm sorry they have an excuse, but it's not a valid excuse. Like that wouldn't hold up in a court of law. I got defrauded is not a defense to I still owe these people money. But more importantly, how about we should all start using contracts, right? Like what do I always say? If everything goes wrong and you lost everything and you would be mad about it, yeah, maybe you should have it in writing. Maybe you should have a contract. If you wouldn't be mad about it and you don't care, then I guess who cares, and you can save your time and money and don't call me. All right, guys, a lot to unpack here. I hope everyone's doing well. Please leave a message or contact me on LinkedIn or shoot me an email. Thanks.